Hello everyone, this is Eflex and welcome back to another Eflex Outdoors video. In this video, it's going to be my early May fishing recap. So this fishing trip, I went back to San Pablo with my dad. Me and my dad have not gone fishing, at least together, to San Pablo since, I believe, early February. So it's been a little while since I went with my dad, but this time we were in the usual area fishing for trout, and throughout the day the weather was kind of strange. It showed on the weather report that it was going to be kind of cloudy and slightly sunny, and that day it was mostly cloudy. The sun did break out a couple of times, but I think later in the day after my dad and I left, it started raining, so kind of unusual there. But in the morning, basically, for my dad and I, we didn't really get any bites. I got kind of a half bite where the trout kind of hit my leader, and I guess the hook, it kind of bit onto it, and I guess slurped off the power bait off my hook, and that was pretty much all I had all day. But there were some fishermen next to us. They were getting some bites, and then one usual local guy caught this really big trout. I think it was about 8.5 pounds. It's the biggest trout I think I've ever seen. Towards, I don't know, around noon. It was just kind of like a random bite. Like he had no bites all day, and then he had that one bite pretty much, and he was able to land that fish with a bunch of his buddies that were around the fishing area. So it seemed like that day there were more quality fish than the quantity of fish. The bite did change a little bit, maybe because the rain and the cold front moved back in. It made the fishing a little bit different, but yeah, that gentleman was able to catch a 8.5 pound trout. Personally, for me, that's like the biggest trout I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that thing literally looked like a salmon. So other than that, my dad and I fished for most of the day, and there was not much going on in terms of bites in the afternoon. What I've noticed in all my other fishing trips so far is usually like after 2 p.m. at San Pablo, like the fishing bite dies pretty much in terms of for the trout. So just like a normal pattern that I've seen occur more regularly within the last like 3 trips. But overall, was still a fun trip. I was hoping maybe to at least get one bite, just because it's around early May and the trout bite seems to be pretty good, but didn't really expect to get skunked. But the last couple trips I got bites, so that's just how fishing goes. I'm not too disappointed. So I'll probably be back out at San Pablo again, maybe like end of May, or hopefully mid-May, maybe end of May or early June, something like that, just depending on my schedule. So overall, still a good fishing trip. A little disappointed that there were no bites for at least my dad and I, but it was great to see everyone else getting some bites, and pretty amazing to see that 8.5 pounder. That trout was huge, because just a little bit of that backstory, I had to give him my scale to kind of get the weight measurement for the trout, because no one else had a scale. So that was pretty cool to use my scale. I hadn't used it in a while on any fish, so at a crucial moment, people were wondering what the weight of that trout was, and it was nice to have my scale. So yeah, overall, good trip. Seen the biggest trout in my life so far. So anyways, that's it for this video. So have a good one, everyone. Peace.